And welcome back to the Press Star Podcast. I'm your host Vic, aka Mr. Never Chillin'. This is episode number 61, and unfortunately, Lunatic Oblivion is not with us this week due to going to a comedy show up in State College. But I am joined by a familiar face, and also returning to the panel, Jamal, aka Silky Black, aka RPG, aka Molly Mall. What's
Oh,
good,
he
bro?
got all of it down back. What's up, man? How you doing? How you doing?
Good man.
Thanks for
Welcome
having me
back.
back.
Yes, sir. We're going to kick it off here, man. Like, just tell me what you've been playing lately, man.
Oh, you know me, bro. It's the time of year. It's 2K, so I've been
Mm-hmm.
playing 2K. I've been touching base on the beta, which I think the beta is amazing.
Hell
That
yeah.
Call of Duty beta, it hit my heart. I'm a Modern Warfare fan, so
Yeah, it feels great for sure.
yeah, wonderful.
You playing anything else at all? Like any story driven games or anything?
No, I'm not playing no story-driven games until I played the COD campaign.
Well, at least we get at
Literally,
least we get to play that a week early
you
before
know
the
what I
full
mean? At
game
least we play
drops.
that a week early. Exactly.
Right,
It's
right.
gonna take me to. It's gonna take me a week to beat anyway due to school and stuff. So we'll see
Nah,
what happens.
yeah, I'm really excited for that. Yeah, I've been playing the beta as well, and it feels great. The maps are great, the gunplay is great. Just no complaints for real. It's just some connectivity issues. The menus are kind of clunky, but that'll all get polished before the game comes out.
Exactly.
So I'm not really stressed out
We
about it.
we know how that works.
Yeah,
So
I've been snapping, so you guys gotta check out my clips over at my TikTok. So I'll be sure to drop
fair
that
enough.
later. But yeah, other than Modern Warfare 2 beta, I've been playing Valorant, of course, which we got our ranked Valorant stream tomorrow at 6. So join us on that. Valorant's always fun. They're doing some reworks, which we'll touch on a little bit here. I also checked out a game called You Suck at Parking, bro. It's the funniest game ever. It feels like such arcade like wacky game that you would play on your phone, but yo, that shit's tough. Definitely gotta check it out.
Oh,
It's
it's
on
on the phone.
no, it's on the Game Pass. It's on Xbox, so it's on Game Pass, so you can check it
Oh,
out.
I'm gonna check that out then.
That shit's funny. And then I was checking out Slime Rancher because I've never played Slime Rancher before, and Slime Rancher 2 just dropped. So I wanted to check out the first one before I even wanted to see if I wanted to play it at all. So that one's alright. So I'll see how that goes. And I've been continuing to play in Disney Dreamlight Valley, which is that like
Yeah,
I don't even know how to describe it. It's fun. Me and my girl play it all the time, and it just you lose track of time when you play that game. It's
I
crazy.
feel you on that.
And last up, I did check out Hard Space Shipbreaker since that just dropped on Game Pass last week, and it's like a simulation game. You're just breaking apart ships and meeting your contracts and stuff like that. It's very tedious, and it's a game that you just kill a lot of time with. But I was like, I can't sit here and play this all the time. This is just
Yeah,
not it.
that's something that if you're like, what I mean, have a lot of downtime, that's what that game looked like. When I first seen it, I was like,
It
I'm
looks
not into
gorgeous.
games like that, but it looks gorgeous, but it'll take a lot of time.
Yeah, I took apart one ship and I swear it was like an hour, and I was like, nah, I can't do this. There's no way, not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, man, that's all I've been playing this week. I'm just been trying to play out some more. I'm trying to figure out my next game to play for Shoot to Win because I do game reviews and also record my playthrough. So I'm deciding between Inside, which is a classic indie developed game, and then Hellsinger, the new game that just dropped the other day on Game Pass, which you kind of shoot to the
Mm.
rhythm. You get bonus points if you hit them on beat and stuff like that. It's like almost like Doom, but like a little bit more fast paced than that even. So
Oh, I know what you're talking about, and they got that death metal playlist.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
it
might have
it
to
looks
check that
dope.
out.
So I definitely want to
Yeah.
check that out. But nonetheless, let's dive into the game releases this week. Got a little bit going on here. First off, we got Grounded getting its full release finally, patch
Yeah.
1.0. It'll be on Game Pass day one. These first 5 games are going to be coming out on September 27th. This is Xbox Series S and X, Xbox One, and PC. I'm really excited for that one. I know me and Roger are planning to play it with a couple friends and actually playing through the story, so I think that'll be a lot of fun. Have you checked out this game in the game preview at all?
Well, Grounded.
Yeah,
I heard about it, but I never touched base on it.
yeah. So it's made by Obsidian Entertainment, so they made like Outer Worlds or
Okay. Yeah.
Fallout New Vegas is what they're really known for.
Fallout fan.
So this game was just like one of their side projects that kind of just blew up and became really successful, and it's finally getting its full release now. Next up here we got let's see, Hoko Life. So it's just a simulation game being developed by Wonderscope, coming to the PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. So a very simple game there. Nothing too big on that one. Next up, we got Life is Strange Remastered Collection. This is the one that they just announced at the
Yeah,
Nintendo Direct, so you're getting like the full collection that's coming to Switch. It's already out on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, Xbox One, Stadia, and PC. This is just the Switch release, which I've actually never played a Life is Strange game. It's on my backlog to get to because I'm
it's
really
not
curious.
bad.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good
Not
things,
bad.
especially the new one. The new one I heard is really good. Next up, we got The Fridge is Red coming to PC on September 27th. This just seems like an adventure horror type of game. Another indie being developed by Five Sword or whatever, Five Word Sword. It depends on however you want to pronounce it. So be on the lookout for that. Got a couple more here. There's actually a lot of game releases this week. On the 28th, we got Deathverse Let It Die coming to the PS4 and the PS5. This is another PlayStation exclusive. So action game.
Yeah,
Has an interesting art style. We'll see how that comes. I probably won't check it out because I don't have a PlayStation. On the 29th, we got Brewmaster, a beer brewing simulator. Now, this is more up my alley. It's coming to PC on the 29th, and you can, as it says, brew some beers. That'll be interesting to check out because I know me and Roger,
that'll be interesting.
Lunatic Oblivion, have actually talked about creating like a beer some one of these times and seeing if we can get big in it in that sense. So this may be a way to play around with that idea. Just wouldn't be able to taste it, I guess.
Just can't taste it. That's all.
Next up, we got Dorframatic. This is the game that was also announced the other day during the Nintendo Direct that it's coming to the Switch on the 29th. This has been out on PC since April. It's kind of like the map kind of pieces together with like hexagons and it's like procedurally generated, and you kind of like build this world and that just keeps expanding and it's like a farming
Wow.
kind of game. It looks pretty cool. I like the art style behind it as well. Next up, let's build a zoo. This is coming to basically all platforms on the 29th, and it's exactly what it says. It's an indie developed game, kind of like Stardew Valley, and you build a zoo. It's as simple as that. It's been out on PC since last year. It's just coming to the rest of the platforms now. We got Moonbreaker coming out on the 29th. This is a strategy game. There's tons of those out right now. I got nothing really to say about that one. Pathfinder Wraith of the Righteous. I know this is a big game for a lot of people, especially in the Chill Zone community and Lunacy Arts. It's a role playing game, classic. It's been out on PC since last year, but it's just coming to consoles now. Gets it out to more audience. Do you play any Pathfinder games at all?
No, never heard of it. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, it's just a classic. I know a lot of people end up playing that. Next up on the 29th, we got Picross S8. Not exactly. It's just some kind of puzzle game coming to the Switch.
All right.
It's not very simple. Valkyrie Elysium. This is coming to the PS4 and 5. This has been out on PC. This is coming to the PC a couple months later. And I know this is a big game, like a Japanese RPG. So we'll see how this plays out coming from Square Enix. I know this has high praise and big expectations. But
They always have high praise.
yeah, it's crazy. But Square Enix, man, could fall flat or they can hit big. So we'll see how this one
Yeah.
turns out. Probably won't be a game I check out, but I know a lot of people that will. Next up, we were actually just talking about this game in the pre-stream before we started. Was FIFA 23 releases this week. Just another
Yeah.
year, another FIFA, and this is actually the last year it will be called FIFA because next year because they lost a license to call it FIFA, so it'll be called like EA Sports FC or something like that.
Yeah, because I think another provider, I guess, took rights of soccer teams and stuff. So if you actually play the game, you can see like some teams like Barcelona and stuff are not there and they're renamed due to the
Hmm.
licenses and stuff.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah, and players. So
It's crazy because this year, because the FIFA World Cup is this year, it starts in November. Um, and I'm really excited for FIFA World Cup 2026 because it's in the United States and Philly is one of the cities that is going to be hosting it, and I'm definitely trying to go to a game.
mm, yeah, that'll be dope.
Next up, we got My Little Pony: A Maritime Bay Adventure, just a kid game here. Um, it came out on May 27th for Xbox Series X, S and X, PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch. The PS5 version just got delayed a little bit. I guess they had some issues developing it, but I don't know why. It's My Little Pony, but it is what it is. And last up, we got Witchy Life Story. This is coming to PC on the 30th. Um, This looks like a small indie game developed by Sundew Studios. Nothing too crazy. But do any of these games stand out to you the most that you want to check out?
I'm gonna check out that Pathfinder.
Okay.
With that being an RPG, we'll see what it hits for.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
definitely
like
agree.
RPGs. I
Yeah.
like RPG games. They're pretty dope.
Yeah, you can get lost in them, especially if it's like Assassin's Creed where it's like 90 hours long. Like you can just invest
Don't
so
get me
much time.
started. Don't get me started.
But the other one, oh yeah, I skipped over Tunic. Tunic is coming to the PS4 and the 5 on the
Right.
27th and the Switch. That was an Xbox exclusive, timed exclusive, and that was a lot of fun. It looks like a Zelda game, kind of like a classic Zelda game. I would definitely check that out if I were you.
Right.
But yeah, Ground is probably my big one because that's on the list. That's a must play.
I'm gonna have to probably check that out, dude. Let me
Yeah,
see what that's
it's
about.
like a survival game. Like you gotta collect resources, build bases, uh, take out enemies, but like you're really small people. Like you're like a Honey I Shrunk the Kids kind of small.
Oh, okay. That's pretty dope, then.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Let's see here. What's next on our agenda? Let's get into the industry news. We actually got some pretty solid stuff this week. Starting off pretty big here. We all know about the GTA 6 leaks, and when they started happening, I guess they got the FBI involved and they were investigating into the Rockstar hacker. And come to find out, this guy has now been arrested. 17-year-old was arrested over in London, and he also has ties into hacking the Uber network. What's your thoughts on this, man?
Honestly, like what we talked about, it can either go two ways. They either offer him a job, or you know what I mean. They'll shut everything that he's doing down. Literally everything. Like put his name on the no-flight zone. He's not going to be able to have no technology to play any game or anything. Shut him down. Period. But um, with him being 17, that just shows that people are advancing very fast when it comes to technology.
Hmm.
If it was me, I would offer him a job and have him sign paperwork based off of like don't do this again or anything like that because that right there just shows like the insight of what you can do at a young age. Because if the people working at Rockstar couldn't prevent that, you know what I mean? It just shows you who's next in line. So I think that's pretty dope.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think this might be one of those where he could get a job offer out of this, which sucks to hear.
It can go really good or really bad. So
Right. It's either he's getting a job offer or he's going to prison for a very long time.
yeah,
And it's crazy. He's 17 years old. He's going to get tried as an adult. Like there's no way around it. But I just can't believe how quickly they apprehended this guy. Like that was quick. Like this shit just broke what maybe a week ago, and then they pinpointed
um,
him and found him.
well, like I said again, it's not that bad because only thing it takes is well IP address. If you never blocked your IP address and you go on the hack and do all this and that, it's easy to find where you at.
Yeah, just
Yeah, so
follow the steps backwards, and boom, there you are.
that's literally it.
Next up, we got a couple things in regards to Twitch. Twitch is banning gambling, but only those that are specifically in the United States that are on the websites are not licensed. So that's good that they're taking care of unlicensed gambling, and it makes sense. But it's just interesting that they're picking and choosing like what they block and whatnot, because kids can watch gambling at any time. So then it comes to right versus wrong kind of instances. Um,
Right.
Another thing, though, that was in the news with Twitch is they're removing the paying revenue split. There's no more 70-30 split. It's going to be all 50-50, and it sucks to hear. We're currently streaming right now on Twitch, and I would have been wanting to get to the 70-30 split kind of payout, and now I don't. Now I'm stuck with 50-50 the whole way through.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why they got to take 50% of the cut because they're not really doing anything except for hosting like my video. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, you're just using your streaming system
Right. Like
for all that.
I use OBS and I use all the other um, assets
Exactly.
outside of Twitch.
I think that Twitch should make it to the point if they're going to do the 50-50 split, okay, if you guys want 70-30, pay for our streaming services.
Hmm.
I feel like they did that because it's free, but then again, you're still not reliable to do whatever you want. So you're still restricted from a lot of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Um, you got another thought?
No, you're good.
Okay. Moving on, we got Logitech. They did announce their new system. Um, I guess their first system. It is the Logitech G Cloud. It's a gaming handheld, and it's supposed to kind of compete with, I guess, like the Steam Deck or I guess and say Switch, except that it doesn't have its own games. It's all based off of cloud gaming, so it does run like Xbox Cloud Gaming and any of those other platforms, which is pretty dope. And Xbox kind of partnered with them to help them create this, so it looks pretty solid. But for 350 or 300, because it looks like it's early $50 off, I almost would pay the extra $50 and just get the Steam Deck because it does the same thing and it runs my entire Steam collection. You know what I mean?
There you go. There you go. I think that is for friendly Xbox users. For people that really don't know the technology world, but like, hey, I want basically the Xbox handheld. That's what
Yeah.
they're thinking. You know what I mean? The closest thing. But I think cloud gaming's all right. My experience from cloud gaming through the Xbox, like, let's say I didn't want to download something and I just wanted to play real quick.
Mhm.
It has its pros and cons.
Oh yeah, yeah,
But
for sure.
yeah, but I think it's still more to advance too. So I think this would be a good project, but it could be bad. But like you said, if the Steam Deck is so much better with $50 more and it does everything connects to Steam, then I wouldn't see what the reason of buying that for. That's for
Mhm.
like people that really don't know what they're getting themselves into. So
Right. Yeah, I just feel like there's going to be a lot of people that just don't understand the market and just buy it because mobile gaming is huge and this just adds to it and gives you a different
right,
avenue to play. But it's just they're going to miss out on their value. Even though I know getting a
right,
Steam Deck is tough right now because of the limited availability, but just wait a little bit, pay an extra $50, and you'll have a better system. But nonetheless,
exactly.
overall, like I'm not going to downplay this. It looks really good. I like how the colorway works, like the splash of the yellowish green, I guess. It just the overall build quality looks nice. I just wonder how it feels in a hand. Like I don't want it to be like that cheap, flimsy plastic either. I want it
Exactly.
to be solid. But we'll see. That'll be interesting to see if I can ever get my hands on something like that. Um, moving on here. We got NVIDIA. They did announce their new 40 series graphics cards. It's supposed to be going to be able to support 8K gaming. I, I, I don't see why or when we're going to need 8K gaming. Like most people are still stuck at 1440p and can't even get to 4K because it's too damn expensive. And then now you're going to say 8K? This is crazy.
I always argue about it. If you got the 1440 and then you got the 144 hertz, you good. What you complaining about? You know what I mean? You can tell the difference, but it's not that big. But even when you run 4K, you lose a lot of your hertz, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
for sure. Because it
I
all
don't know,
depends on
but
the CPU and the GPU. Like, can it really support that? Because
exactly.
so we'll see how that plays out. I'm just really curious to see if when these release, does it knock the price down for the 30 series? Because I'm still rocking like a GTX or RTX 980, I think it is, some old
Right.
graphics card. So I'm looking to get one. So I would love to grab a 30 series because it can run 4K, 144 hertz without any issues. I just don't want to pay that price tag right now.
Right. Right.
Um, Last up in our industry news, Xbox they have launched their new program called Project Amplify, and the whole idea behind this is that they're going to be giving support to the Black youth for those who are interested in gaming industry careers. Because honestly, even myself, I'm not black, but growing up, like knowing what's out there in the gaming industry, like job wise, I had no idea what was there. What I still struggle to understand what's out there. What can I do? How can I get into that? And having this program is
Right.
going to be great to get more people involved. What's your thoughts on this?
I think it's actually a great opportunity, and I think it's pretty good. Um, with that being said, I never heard of this before. This is like very surprising for me. I think this is going to really benefit kids because in my eyes, I always say like kids are the future. Like back to that 17-year-old kid that hacked that.
Hmm.
Think about it. The youth is our future. You know what I mean? When we get older, we're going to be looking to them to push us even further into the future when it comes to things. So I think that's going to be really good. And no matter what job you go to or anything, there's always going to be some type of tech support, IT, whatever the case is. Technology is never going to go away.
And it's only getting bigger. Like we talk about it on the show all the time. That the gaming industry is the biggest industry in the world. Like it's bigger than
Thank you.
movies, it's bigger than TV, it's bigger than music, and it's bigger than all three of them combined. And that's the crazy part. And it's only getting bigger. Like more and more people are gaming. Like I think they said we're up to like 3 or 4 billion people in the entire world game. That's a lot of fucking people.
You got to think about it. You know what I mean? Let's say like you live the whole way in California. I'm over here. Everybody's split up. The only way we can communicate is like through gaming because that's how we grew up. That's how we are. We're not going to spend time and do Uvu because Uvu is so outdated because we were in high school. So
Right,
that's why we play game and like Discord is the next, basically the best thing you can do right now.
right.
Discord is like the number one thing right now where you can do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it just allows you to connect with a community and just talk about
Oh
different
man,
things, whether it's mental health, whether it's gaming, the news articles, like what's going on in the news. Like you can see different people's perspectives.
anything,
It's great. And then
right?
just using it for game chat. Like now, most games hall had the cross-platform support, but you got to use game chat. We all know game chat is trash, but now being able to use Discord across
Terrible.
all platforms, it's been phenomenal. Especially with how I've been using it playing that Modern Warfare 2 beta because some of the guys play on PC. I play on Xbox. Now I can just
I play on
have
Xbox.
Discard,
Mhm.
so it works
Yeah,
phenomenally.
because if we were in game chat, man, everything would be so choppy. You would never know when you get disconnected, any of that. So
Right.
Discord is the way to go.
Yes, sir. And that's all of our industry news, but let's move into our gaming news. Got a couple things this week. Starting off here with Valorant, Riot did announce that they are working on changes in regards to flashes for specific characters such as Sky, KO, and Yaru. Not much more to go on there, just they're working on flashes and seeing how they can improve or balance them more, because some of them seem overpowered right now. Other things in Valorant, they did work on new updates for Pearl and Fracture map changes, so kind of got rid of like a bunch of the we call them rat corners because people just be sitting in some random ass corners. They kind of got rid of them. No more hiding in them. It's all about putting people out front, using their kit, using their gun. No more hiding. So we'll see how
That's
those play out. I'm really looking forward to them. Next up, we got PUBG news. I don't know if you still play PUBG. I know you used to play it a lot, but they are.
listen. That was our game when it first dropped.
Hell yeah, that shit was tough. I remember
Man.
one of the greatest times was when me, you, and Al hopped in and we landed at three different parts of the map and then came together
And
at
met
towards the end
up.
and ended up catching the dub. That shit was lit. But
I remember that day.
in regards to PUBG though, the news this week is the announcement of the McLaren skins for the cars, as you guys can see here on screen. But it doesn't make the cars drive any faster, which I think is hilarious. Because now you're just gonna see this dope ass McLaren going max
With
speed, but
bullet
it's
holes in it.
bullet hose. It's not even. It's going to be revving the engine loud as hell, but not even moving for real. So
Right.
that'll be interesting. Man, PUBG has done so many interesting crossovers. I mean, it's almost up there with like Fortnite with what it's doing with its crossover events. So it's pretty cool to see.
Yeah. It's pretty dope. They're getting licenses to do stuff like that. It's
Yeah,
pretty good.
yeah, it's definitely important for that. Um, Next up, we got news for EA. Their studio called EA Motive, which is who did like Battlefield Hardline back in the day, and they also worked on like Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and their most recent one is the upcoming Dead Space remake. But they did announce there's an unnamed Iron Man game in the works, and this will be a single-player action adventure game. I'm excited for this because every time we see a Marvel story-driven game, single player, it works really well. Whether it's Spider-Man, the new Guardians of the Galaxy game was phenomenal, and Iron Man is such a dope character, and he's probably my favorite Marvel hero. But what's your thoughts on this? Are you excited for this?
So I played the Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought that was phenomenal. But what you saying that it's made by EA Motive?
Hmm.
Am I correct?
Yeah.
Um, and they did Hardline. So I love Battlefront 2. I still play Battlefront 2.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I that game is won't get old to me. It's still before its time. If they're coming out with Iron Man game, and I like Iron Man, but I'm more of a Spider Man fan.
Hmm.
But like Iron Man grew on me throughout watching the movies.
Right. Right.
So I would say I think it will be good because I don't think Marvel does bad when they focus on one character.
Hmm.
Only Marvel game that was bad for me is I forgot what Marvel game it was. It was like you play like five different characters through the whole thing.
Probably
It was
Avengers.
online.
Probably the
Yeah,
Marvel Avengers game.
it was the Avengers, and I was very upset by that.
Yeah,
And I
that
always
game was
told
so
myself
trash.
I will only play a Marvel game if it's focused on one player. Because we lost the Spider-Man game when we had the original Xbox.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Not many people know that Xbox got offered to have Spider-Man on their platform, and they were like, "Oh no, that's not going to be that big." Boy, were they
what?
wrong. Yeah,
Boy, they was wrong.
they were beyond wrong. And I'm trying to bring up my game review here for Marvel Avengers for anybody who wants to check this out after the podcast. But this game was one of my worst reviewed games yet to date. There was just so many things wrong. But between the unnamed Iron Man game is coming out, but then the other one that was announced last week or 2 weeks ago, the Captain America and Black Panther game that's coming out. Marvel has a lot of games that are in the works that has a lot to look
That
forward
should
to
be good.
because you got Spider-Man 2 coming out, you got Wolverine coming out, and then Iron Man, and then the Captain America and Black Panther game. They got a lot to look forward to.
They do got a lot to look forward to. The game that you didn't mention, it has nothing to do with Marvel. It's actually DC. You probably know where I'm going with it. I'm a big Batman fan too. We're not even going to talk about it, but once it gets there, that's going to be amazing. Back to Marvel though, but they're coming out with a Wolverine game. That's going to be
Hmm.
phenomenal. I haven't played a Wolverine game in years since
Yeah,
Wolverine Origins. Like wow.
yeah, it's
Um,
definitely been a while.
but Captain America game, I never played a Captain America game.
Mm-mm.
And Black Panther, Black Panther was literally just recently introduced to the community not too long ago.
Right, and then
So
with the new movie dropping in November, I think it's just the hype is just going to continue to build. Like I think the new Black Panther movie is going to break records.
yeah, I felt like Marvel. I felt like I don't think Marvel's taking the downside on their work and stuff like that, but I think they're going to reamp it. I
Hmm.
feel like 2022 and a little bit 2021 was like their fallback year, and then 2023 they're going to reamp it with the movies and stuff, the
Yeah,
games. So
yeah, for sure. Next up is in regards to Dying Light 2, Stay Human. We all know how trash and how terrible that game turned out to be, but their upcoming
yeah,
DLC called Bloody Ties has been delayed until November because they want to do extra polishing of it. That's great and all, Danny, but I think it lost most of its community
throw it
already,
away.
where no one even wants to play this. And the fact that they already announced before launch, they were like, "Yeah, we got 5 years worth of content planned for you guys," but for who? I don't think there's going to be that many people around to even play this.
No,
And I was so
I was
disappointed
gonna.
because the first one was a great game. Looking forward to the new one, and then it just fell short.
That's what I was just about to say. The first one, you can still play that with no problem. It's phenomenal. The second one is just like I feel like they added so much extra for no
Hmm.
reason. Like I feel like they should have did it like just a copy and paste game, add a little bit more extra when it comes to the like the fighting style and everything, but keep everything basic.
Yeah,
And I think that would have been right.
yeah,
But the scenery and everything in the map is beautiful, but the gameplay is just terrible.
yeah. The gameplay, the story, the cut to black all the time, the character details are pretty bad. It's just there was just so many things wrong with it. I just don't understand how they were able to make such a terrible game, especially coming off of the success from the first one. Because the first one was so enjoyable through and through, and like I remember because I missed the first one, and I didn't play it until later on down the road. But trying to get the other link here. This is another link to the Dying Light 2 review if you guys want to check that out after the podcast. Next up, Oxenfree 2. This is another small indie developed game, but I remember playing the first one and really enjoyed it. But this one, the new next entry got delayed until 2023. Again, nothing wrong with delays in regards to the release of a game because we all know that we rather have a game take its time and get delayed, get polished, and come out good as opposed to getting the Cyberpunk 2077 or Halo Infinite treatment.
Yeah.
Next up, Gearbox announced that they do have future experiences in the works in regards to the Tiny Tina Wonderlands, and they're considering this a new franchise. As everyone knows, it was a really great game that we played on stream, and it was a lot of fun. It was being a Borderlands spinoff, and it was just a really great game, and I'm really excited to see what they can do with this. I can't believe they were able to turn that into into its own thing. Like it's almost like its
Yeah.
own new IP. Have you checked out Tiny Tina's yet?
I haven't checked it out, but I played Borderlands 1, 2, and 3.
Oh,
But I
you'll
just
you'll love
never.
this then. It's way
Yeah,
better
see,
than any of the
there you go.
Borderlands. And here's the
It,
review for Tiny Teeners. So if you guys want to check out that, read that up. Next up, Nintendo has a couple things here. They're cutting off the using of Facebook and Twitter sign-ins. So like when you go to sign into the Nintendo account, you used to be able to sign in with Facebook or Twitter. They're removing that, and instead you'll just have to use your Nintendo username. So be on the lookout for that. I understand the reasoning behind it because obviously Facebook and Twitter gets hacked all the time, and it doesn't seem as secured.
all the
So
time.
they rather rely on their own security in that sense. And to finish out our gaming news, of course, we got some Xbox. Origami 2, which is a game that's on Game Pass. It was supposed to be leaving on at the end of the month, I think, but they announced that they are staying on Game Pass because they understand the success and just the positivity from being on Game Pass. It allowed more players to discover this kind of game. I've never played them, but I know it looks pretty cool. It's like a stealth assassin kind of game, like you play like a ninja.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Um, Next up, Xbox One discs will now be playable on the Xbox Series X without being. You don't have to be online anymore, and it's because they
Right.
updated the DRM that prevented you from doing that, and it makes sense. Like I don't know why you couldn't play disc-based games on the system without being connected. That was like an issue that they had when they first announced the Xbox One, when they first said, "Oh, your system will always have to be connected to the internet." That didn't go over so well. So why is this still in place?
So, in my defense, I honestly feel like they had to do that to actually learn their technology with the next systems that were coming out,
Hmm.
and I feel like they found like their success in the Series S and the Series X due
Yeah.
to like all the hardware and stuff they got. So that's actually the best news they can ever give anybody. Because
Hmm.
you get a lot of people that what I mean, they want to take their Xbox or they have kids or whatever and they want to play it in the car, whatever the case is. It's just that they don't have to connect to the internet. And I think
Right.
if you buy a game system, like three, four, $500, $600, I don't think you should have to connect to internet just to play personally, locally by yourself or with one other person.
Right. Like for single player games, so like campaign
Right.
games that don't require any online features. Why do I have to be connected
Exactly.
online to play something like that? And like you
Even
said,
if I want to play you in 2K, it's just like we got two controllers. Why do I need online for?
right. I never understood that, especially because the Xbox Series S has that screen attachment that you can attach to the back of it, and you can play on
Right.
the go and stuff like that. And it's just like you're kind of limited, even though we're talking about disc-based stuff. But like if I download a game from online, like they're trying to figure out a way to like store the license of that game on the console, or like find a way to allow you to do that as well. So they are actively looking into this kind of stuff.
Right. I think they're looking into where if you're game sharing with somebody on the Game Pass, you'll be able to do that. But
Hmm.
that would be very hard to do that though with the
Yeah.
whole Game Pass because you don't own the game. So what I was thinking is that I can have the Game Pass, cancel my Game Pass, and then still have the game. But if I connect to the internet, they can just take it back. That's what I'm guessing.
Right. It
So
could be.
yeah,
Last up in regards to Xbox, the September update came out and it kind of overhauled the game library, made it more visually appealing, and just you can see the different where the games are from. Whether you bought them, they're from Game Pass, they're from Gold, whatever it is, it's just easier to see and navigate. They did add new storage options, so like when you go to download games, you can choose like where it's going to automatically download to, and then you can also leave it up to the Xbox to decide which one is best at that time.
right,
Another part was that they added color customization to the Xbox logo on the new Xbox Elite Series 2 controller. So right in the middle, everybody knows here you'll be able to change this color on the logo when it's on. So that's pretty cool. I've seen it in action, but this is something that PlayStation's been doing ever since the PS4. The light bar on the back of the controller you could
right,
change whenever you wanted to. So Xbox is just trying to play catch up when it comes to controllers at this point, feature wise, because obviously everyone knows the Xbox controller is the best controller to play with. And last but not least, for the Xbox news, they added party chat noise suppression to the Xbox One. It's been on Series S and X for about a year now, but it's good to see that they're still supporting last gen with features like this.
right.
And that rounds out our gaming news. We're going to move on to our gaming rumors and leaks. Got a couple here. Again, another big leak came out a couple days after the GTA 6 kind of did. 40 minutes of Diablo 4 was leaked, and it just showcased a lot of what to look forward to. So if anybody wants to check that out, go Google it. I'm not posting any leaks, not getting in trouble in regards to that. But Diablo 4, it's right around the corner, and if this Microsoft and Activision deal goes through, that game will be on Game Pass day one. Next up, GTA 6. Some more interesting details emerged from the leak. It had a product production budget of $500 million. That's a big ass number to begin with. Marketing budget had $100 million. So now you're already at a $600 million loss. But they estimated that the sales in the first 24 hours of the sale of this game is going to be roughly about $1 trillion. So they're going to make up all of the money and then double it. That's a lot.
Right.
So we'll see how that plays
So
out.
I think they're going to get their money back, and I think
easily.
that this leak is not going to hurt them
Mm-mm.
because you got to understand, like a lot of people didn't think GTA was going to come out, or they think it was rumors going on, whatever the case was. This gave a lot of people hope that
Mm-hmm.
had false hope in the game, and like I seen the leaks and everything, and like I said, we play betas. We know how betas work. We know how betas is. That's
Yeah.
all they were showing us is betas, little walkthroughs. They're basically trying to master, you know what I mean, their craft. And
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I would not be surprised if that game comes out first week they make that, and then I bet you when it comes to currency sales of buying their shark cards and stuff, boy, those will go through the roof.
Right. Yeah. GTA 6 is going to be the next biggest
It's
thing
gonna be
ever.
phenomenal. It's gonna be phenomenal.
Yeah.
GTA 5, people still play it. You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
understand. They re-released GTA 5 how many times?
They just dropped their last DLC probably like a couple months ago, and that was the one where you can play with Michael because each main character had their own like basically like heist thing.
Hmm.
So it's pretty dope.
Yeah, for sure. And it's crazy. I think GTA 5 is the third most played game of all time, behind Minecraft and Tetris. I think. But in the grand scheme of things, like if we grouped all of the Call of Duties together, we'd probably blow all of their numbers out of the water. Just saying, just to put it into perspective. But GTA 6 nonetheless is going to be a big ass game, and apparently it does have a planned release of 2024 Q4, so about 2 years roughly, give or take. Which that's kind of surprising. I didn't expect the release time to be that close. I was expecting about 5 6 years from now.
With GTA,
Yeah, GTA 6. Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say I thought GTA would have came out 2023, 2024 myself, but
Okay.
then at the same time we were getting nothing. But then again, I feel like this is what's crazy, and I'm glad you said that. I think they're going to push the game back because
hmm
I honestly feel like there's going to be another Xbox game system coming out in the next 2, 3 years.
Okay. Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. I mean,
And
speaking
when
of
I mean like new system, I mean like just a spin off of the ones we got.
yeah, yeah,
They
just
always have
like
to do
the
something.
mid-generation upgrades. Which,
Exactly.
speaking of that, PlayStation kind of there's a report going around that they do have a new PS5 that's going to be coming out, and it's going to be supposed to be phasing out the current models, and it's going to be
Mhm.
it'll have one of those detachable disk drives. So right now they have one that's either disk drive or non-disk drive, and now they're just going to put out
Mhm.
one that you can detach the disk drive at any given point. I I don't see the purpose of this at all. It's either like I like the whole idea of like you either want it or you don't want it, not let me decide if I want it. Like I just feel like that's just causing too many problems. Like I could potentially break my system if I'm constantly like taking something off and putting it back on.
Right, and that's the biggest thing what I think about Sony's hardware when it comes to their game system.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like no matter what people say about Xbox and oh, Xbox controllers is this, blah blah blah. Sony been doing this and that. It's just like I don't think Sony's hardware on game systems are that good as people think they are. I still feel like Microsoft's Xbox game systems give you a couple steps below the PC when it
Yeah,
comes to gaming,
yeah,
and
more or
that
less.
Series X boy pushes out power.
Yeah, that
I
it,
played the PS. I played the PS5. It's nice. You know what I mean? But I feel like the PS5 for me are just games that I will only play one person campaign games.
right.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I'm eventually get a PS5 is for their exclusives, like
Yeah.
Spider-Man. The Wolverine game is going to be a PlayStation 5 exclusive. Ratchet and Clank I want to play. Obviously, the Last of Us series. If there's a new
Right.
Uncharted game, so there's reasons to play a PlayStation. It's just they're also entering in where they're trying to bring most of their games to PC. So now it's almost getting to the point where I'm going to never need a PlayStation, and all I need is my Xbox and my PC, and I'm good.
Exactly.
But last but not least, the Xbox had some leaks, more or less. I would say, kind of during the new Logitech commercial that came out, it showcased an all-white Xbox Series S, and I'm gonna get it up here on screen. As you can see it on the back in the background behind the person, right to the right of her shoulder, and it's interesting why or how this would have been like. Is this going to be like a new white console, or is this just like a skin that they put on it? That's the biggest question.
That's what I just said. They might come out with we'll come out with a system for you guys that's like in between the S and the X series. that's going to be just as powerful as the Series X, but just as small as the Series S.
Right.
That's what I think they're going to do. I feel like that would be logically the smartest thing they can do
Hmm.
because I don't think they should come out with something more powerful. Because honestly, you just need to come out with a new system if you're going to come out with something more.
Yeah. But I
And
mean, we
as a
just we.
system wise, you know what I mean?
Hmm. And we just saw it with the Xbox One though. They went from Xbox One, and then they came out with the Xbox One S, and then they came out with the Xbox One X. So it progressively got more powerful, I guess. I don't
Right.
know. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, we're still early in this generation, and honestly, we still haven't even let go of previous generation yet. So
Right.
we're still not getting games at the highest fidelity, even using the hardware that's there now. So until that happens, I don't think we're gonna see a new console with like internals upgraded, like to make it a more powerful console. I don't think we're gonna see that anytime soon. At least I
No,
don't think
not
so.
at all.
But that is all of our news this week. Do you got any comments or remarks before we close out this week's episode?
No. Get Call of Duty. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Just get Call of Duty. Because
Yeah,
2K is gonna be retired the day Call of Duty comes out.
yeah, yeah. I'm really excited.
Mark my words.
And it drops on my birthday this year, so that's definitely gonna be lit.
See, there you go.
But definitely want to start out by thanking you, Maul, for coming on the podcast. It was great to have you back
Anytime,
on.
anytime.
And we want to thank
Got you, man.
everybody who checked us out live and anyone who checks us out later on YouTube. Be sure if you want to check these episodes out live, it's every Sunday at 7 p.m. And Jamal, where can we find you at? Any social medias or anything you want to plug in here?
Um, Not really. Like you already said it all in the beginning. You know what I mean? They know where to find me. The good people know where to find me. I'm
Nah.
on Facebook, Jamal Williams. Twitter, Jamal Williams. Instagram, King Silky B. Anytime.
Cool. And of course, everyone, you can check me out at Twitter at Mr. Never Chillin underscore. Xbox is X Never Space Chillin. You want a game, party up, play some Call of Duty, hit me up on there. Facebook is Vic Brubacher. Questions, concerns, you want to come on the show, hit me up there. And of course, I stream anything regarding to shoot to win games typically, or even Call of Duty on my personal Twitch at twitch.tv/ Mr. Never Chillin. But we want to thank everyone again. But until next time, peace.
Peace.